So that session, that mediumship session with Patty Negri, who was at the time ranked the best psychic medium in the entire world. The only last thing I want to say, I think I've already said this, but my abuelita, my mother's mother, had a message for me that I have never shared with anyone. I just want to make a point of that. Anyway, so we're actually going to jump forward almost 2 years, year and a half. I've already graduated. I'm still in the zone of, I'm still in the mindset of I'm going to become a veterinarian. And I had started applying for jobs, vet technician jobs. I guess the proper term is veterinary assistant because I had not gone through the technical training of being a veterinary technician, even though I knew and could do most of what a vet tech could do, just, without the licensing. Anyway, I landed a job working at a mobile vet clinic. And this mobile vet clinic was stationed out of Summerland, California, which we will absolutely talk about. In case you did not realize, in case you did not know, Summerland, California is a very interesting place. It is all of one freeway stop. There is no door-to-door mail service, so everybody gets a P.O. box. It is one of the wealthiest, most expensive real estates in the entire world because it's one of the first places where they started offshore oil drilling. So that's one of the things about Santa Barbara and about the Central Coast. So there's lots of tar in the water. So when you go out to the beach, you get lots of tar stuck to you, anyway. So that's Summerlin, California. And last but certainly not least, it's where the Spiritualist Church started. So if I haven't said this already, the Spiritualist Church has a scientific methodology. They have a scientific method to mediumship. And I won't expand on that. That's not the purpose of this video. You can do that research on your own. But anyway, that all comes later. I'm only purely getting to the point where I show up to this person's home because the mobile vet unit, the big old truck, was actually parked in this person's driveway. And I will never forget walking up to the house, and then Dr. Tiffany Margolin walks down the stairs. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't call me a sexist pig or whatever, but my first thought was oh my God, this woman is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Of course, she was wearing her vet jacket, the white vet coat. And side note, but Miss Margolin, Dr. Margolin, Dr. Tiffany, she did participate in strong woman competitions. She was a bodybuilder, so it's not that far off that I noticed how attractive she was, and that was the first thing, right? But this is also one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. This is a veterinarian going from my very, very young years. Those are people I've always idolized. I've always looked up to. Again, I wanted to be one at this point. And anyway, that was my first impression of Dr. Tiffany. She comes down, she comes to show me, very professional, very nice, right? Showing me the inside. So long story short, I became her driver. Pretty sure I needed a special type of license to do that, but wink, wink. So I became her driver. I became her head tech. So everything that the doctor didn't do, I did, including cleaning. Again, all of the care, maintenance, and upkeep of the mobile unit, in addition to assisting with veterinary tasks, etc., fell on me as her head technician, as her head assistant. So you might be asking what this has to do with the story. My friend, I promise you will see very shortly how this connects. It connects in a very, very, very crazy way. But the only thing that I will say before continuing in the next part was that I quickly found out that Dr. Margolin had like an inclination for the paranormal as well, like I did. Like we both had that in common, like love tarot, love astrology. And so we would talk about that, right? Because we both love that. If you know anything about astrology, and this is not the point of this video, but her and I both had Pisces moons. Okay, so it kind of goes Pisces moons, both of us. And so that's something that we would talk about often. I will maybe expand on this later, but the only other things before I wrap up this video was that whereas we had that in common, Dr. Margolin took things to like the next level. Like she had a psychic on retainer. She had like printouts of her birth chart. Like she really took this stuff very, very, very seriously, which again, I found, to me, it was so interesting and intriguing because here you have, obviously you have one foot in a very academic, very technical, very, real world, being a veterinarian, right? And having a specialty in avian medicine. So lots of our clients were birds, but again, tons of dogs and cats. That's where the money is, especially when you have the money to have the vet drive to your house, while also maintaining this foot and this stronghold in the spiritual world. One of her clients was an animal communicator, right? And we talked about these many things. She knew that I was a Reiki master, and again, talk about that a little bit later, and how our relationship, although it was very brief, how that grew and blossomed, and what that played in the grand scheme of things under this theme of mediumship and spiritualism. So again, I'll continue that story next video.